I'm telling you, this year is flying by. My granddaughter made 1 years old this month, and I just can't believe it. If God see fit for me to see it to the end, I'll see the end of this year and the new year also. I've lived a life many of you guys would love to live, but I'm only really still at the beginning. 2026 will be another breakout year for me. And hey, you guys, call in. Uh, call in and let's kick it about what you want from me. Now, the kind of luxury that I'm talking about, you get from hard work and dedicating yourself to something other than your whims. We are in this together, and uh, this adventure to regain our position in the world. That's what we're in. We're in a battle. We want to gain our position. Men are looked at as being so soft today. They want to empathize with women. You gotta have empathy, but you gotta be careful where you let that empathy take you. You can't. What's up, caller? What's up? Whatever you do, don't let it frustrate you, man, because what it's supposed to do is what it's doing. It's making you think. And you realizing that thinking is really not difficult. It's just you haven't been doing it. And you learning that it's important, bro. And that's what the school is about. It's about showing you how to be you. People think that's a silly thing to say, but a lot of people don't know how to be you. Let me ask you something. Have this, you said you're learning a lot. Is it about things or just you? Hey man, I'm glad you called in. I didn't expect it, but I'm glad you called in because that's some powerful shit you just said, bro. I appreciate you. You be on the calls on what are you, gold or platinum? Will you be on the calls Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? Who you say this was again? Adrian. Okay, man. I didn't hear you say Adrian at first. Bro, let me tell you something, man. I'm very happy to hear what you're saying, and I'm actually seeing what you're saying because your responses to what I asked are a lot different. They got a little bit more thought in them. Hey, I appreciate you too, brother. That's a good call, man. Holla back. It'd be cool. Hey, let me tell you something, man. That seriously is a good thing for me to hear because that's what the fuck I'm trying to do. Wake a brother up, man, so a brother can see that they haven't been using their head, that you haven't been thinking. You know, I happen to be a man who's had, many women, and a lot of them totally fucked up their first time around with me. They didn't know me and didn't realize what they would be missing if they weren't with me. Once they found out, once them women found out, they some of them begged for a second chance, and many times I gave it to them. What I'm talking about is how motherfuckers don't realize how scary they are. Because at one time I used to tell bitches, if you leave me, you can't come back. That's really stupid. Why can't she come back? For me, it was I didn't really know how to have her back. Plus, I was insulted that she left. Man, that's such weak shit to think. Man, if you don't know how to have a bitch back, learn how by having a bitch back. You can't hold that bullshit against her. I mean, you could watch out for whatever it brings to you. Caller, what's up? The difference between a gentleman and a sucker. A lot of people think when they just look at the outside of what a gentleman does, they think he's a sucker because it looks like he's doing all this for this woman. But what he's actually doing is being a man. He's showing his macho. Because if you can't pull the chair out for the lady, then what kind of person are you really inside? What I'm saying is, if you confuse being a gentleman with being a sucker, that's because you got sucker in you. Now, the thing is, there is a such thing as being a sucker. When you do all the things a gentleman do, but you're doing it so you can get some pussy or whatever the fuck you think you're gonna get out of doing it, it's not the same. Pulling a chair out because you're trying to, get you some pussy by being a nice guy, it's gonna show up later on. If you're a gentleman, what you do right now is only part of what you do, period. So throughout this engagement, however long she's gonna be with you, you're gonna be a gentleman in many other ways and many other things that you do. That's gonna turn her on. That's the difference, bro. No, bro. No, bro. Listen to me. Listen to me, man. Be a man. And that's what you doing. You showing that you a man and you know how to be a man. Now, if the bitch is one of them kind don't want you to open the door for her, well, she'll tell you. She'll let you know. Yeah. All right, brother. Appreciate you. You know it. Be cool. Okay. So what I'm saying is you don't cut yourself off when you make decisions. You cut yourself, you got to get into what you're doing. You doggone cannot stop being a man because someone thinks what you're doing is some sucker shit. But you don't want to do no sucker shit. What I'm saying is when I gave somebody a second chance, never did they give me less than the first time. And most times I got two or three times more as far as the effort. But there were several times I got 20 times, 40 times the fucking first effort in return for allowing them a second chance. You got to choose your battles wisely. You cannot fucking uh, get insulted and let your fear of not knowing shit keep you from making real valuable choices. So I'm saying you choose your battles wisely, even when it's between lesser evils. Because sometimes getting the bitch back brings problems too instead of solving problems. But then if you sharp, you don't let them problems develop. What I'm saying now leads me to what I'm thinking. I see you guys gonna allow time to get the best of you again because you don't realize how time fly when you keep putting things off. That's right. There's only 3 weeks left in this group, and if you want to take advantage of enrolling for the next one, you better get on your job. Sign up. Let's get started. The off campus version for truckers really been doing well, but it comes on MP4s, and besides the new information, it includes a sidewalk U input as far as what I learned since putting the shit out, which makes your ability to learn it without going to SWU nowhere if you don't commit. Just like when you come to SWU, you got to commit. When you take this version where you do most of the work on your own, you have to be committed. You're going to be much more proficient at representing what you learn if you attend Sidewalk U. So I'm trying to make it to where it'll be cool for anybody that want to do it together. Both fucking gold level in SWU would be just $500. You would have to pay that when you sign up, but that actually that's all you would have to do, pay it when you sign up, and we'd be good. You see, a lot of people don't know what makes a quality person or a quality institution. They think it's the clothes, or they think it's their speech. They think it's every goddamn thing except what it is. What makes you a quality person or a quality institution is the action you take. Your actions are what speak the loudest about who the fuck you are. If you want to get results, you got to be polite. People don't understand the power in being polite. It's one of the easiest things you can do to get attention. And if you learn to be polite and not to expect any response, it's even better, because while being polite and going on about your business, they trying to thank you. They be trying to catch up with you and shit. I've done some shit, just out of a response, and turn around and leave, and next thing I know, they tapping me on my shoulder. See, at SWU, you're gonna learn a healthy way to be selfish and conceited. Because the reason I'm like I am is because I'm a very selfish and conceited person. I'm doing everything I do to draw attention to me, if that's the case. But when it works, I'm not surprised. I don't be thrown off because you tap me on my shoulder, hey, and then comment on something I did. I'm ready for that because I've already imagined that in several ways. If you want anything to work for you, you got to be selfish and conceited. Everything you do should either be selfishly done or conceitedly thought of to do. So, all the things that I speak of are done selfishly. You could really, or a person could really give a damn about that senior citizen crossing the street. But if you're conceited and selfish, you're going to think you need to rush over there and help them or assist them, not help them because I don't want to insult them, but I do want them to see that I'm trying to help them. Now, what I mean by I really could give a damn, because I already know, I've already accepted. I'm doing what I'm doing because I'm a conceited bastard. I know somebody is watching. I know somebody gonna see. I'm always on stage. So what I'm saying is, for that moment that I'm in the spotlight, who the fuck knows what woman is in the traffic and is witnessing my valor? Now let's say this elderly person is crossing the street. They getting ready to cross the street. Even though I'm elderly myself, I still will rush over and offer to escort him or her across the street. I know I'm going out of my way to do this, but think of who's watching. So who the fuck am I doing it for? Me or them? I'm a selfish bastard. I'm doing it for me. Never forget that you're on stage 24/7. Whoever is in the vicinity you are and get to witness, especially you helping some elderly person across the street, all they see is that you're a gentleman. As I escort them across the street, people are not going to see that I'm old as them. They're going to see how much of a gentleman I am. They may say, at his age, he's still a gentleman. They might say that. These are the kind of things that's going to keep you young. You are what you think of yourself. And if I think I should assist this elderly person in a way that's telling me that I'm still young, that's what I get from it, because I don't have the problems a 70-something-year-old motherfucker would have walking across the street. But if I gotta hear or read shit about this game that you guys believe, when will it start having the shit that I be kicking with you? When would it represent or reflect the shit I'm telling you about, as far as how you can grow and you can continue to grow? Because the most disrespectful thing you could do is misrepresent this abadabba and not care what trouble you cause by doing it. See, you all whisper what you have to say through a straw. Why you whisper it through a straw, I don't know, but what you're holding on to is that straw. You got your lips wrapped around the straw. And then you try to write about what the fuck you saw. Me, I'm like a tree, a strong ass fucking tree standing by the sea, weathering all storms, staying true to form, because thinking the way I do, this abadabba in me is always reborn. Being real is what it's about. Staying down and dirty, handling all doubt. Expressing, dressing, abadabba, repping, cause the game, the way I think, keeps me stepping. Putting yourself on Front Street, as I do, requires your game to be strong and true. The reward you get for that fucking bravery is you won't suffer any kind of slavery when it comes to rejection. When will you understand that talking shit about the motherfucking game, that rhyme, only matters if it lasts through time? And at least one of those lines need to represent Abba Dabba like mine. After all, it's about this Abba Dabba Q. If that's what you say you do. Now, I'm the kind of brother, if what you do is your way into life's Hall of Fame, have at it. If it's going to get you there, we all want to be there. All of us. My way is not the only way. Your way is not the only way. Assisting the elderly supports the fact that I still think I'm youthful. I'm youthful enough to assist. It doesn't matter to that elderly person if I'm their age or a younger person. What matters is the person I assisted needed it. And it's quite thankful I was there to assist. Shit comes to me for thinking like this. That's why I spent most of the day with a cutie. I cooked and I served her up royally. No, I'm not a good guy, but I'm good at knowing what any woman likes. I want to take her, a woman, or I want to be like a magic show. But the last time I remember being at a magic show, he called me up on the stage and he made me disappear. Now, the problem was, to me, it felt like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing because he took too long. It took him 7 minutes to come get me. But when he did find me, I was at the crab table and had just thrown double-breasted Jesse. 12 is a loser unless you bet on it. And I did. I had betted on 12. It paid out 63 to 1. I told that motherfucker, you need to lose me again. Shit. I try to always have a sense of humor. It has a lot to do with my fortunes. It does. You want to know the truth about my good fortunes? I have had people who I got a lot of this goddamn abadabba from. Otherwise, I observed their every move, and I got laced in certain aspects of my life just by watching, just by witnessing, and not being afraid to investigate. But not one of them motherfuckers ever thought of themselves as mentors. See, this is what's wrong with you guys. You need a mentor, you think. So you start advertising, mentors, I need a mentor. Now, what I'm saying is, when I was in the streets, new, fresh, didn't have no game, I needed a mentor. But I also knew that motherfuckers will know you need a mentor and start leading you astray. Because they ain't got no game. But they're a little older and you think they can mentor you. But you got to be sharp. So mentoring comes from you observing and acknowledging what you need in your life. And you can see how to do it by just fucking around on the streets, living, experiencing things. You see the motherfucking man that's carrying the heavy load, got his wife or woman or whatever, not doing shit if that's the case. That ain't what you want to do, but that's what men do. I'm saying you got to take that shit in. You can't be the kind of motherfucker to see shit and let it go. Don't make no judgment about it. There is a such thing as a mentor, but it works best when the one that's being mentored uses whatever his environment has to offer, and he uses that shit to be mentored. You know, something or someone is always available to observe, and being mentored is more of about what you see in somebody doing something. Seeing and processing the right things the right way is all you really need to do. When you out on the streets, that there's so much to process for you to be safe. The thing is, when you fucking live up to the fucking standards, you realize mentoring comes from you being observant. As you process what you observe, you get cues on how to be safe and do things safely. Of course, wherever you can, you assist, but your motivation shouldn't be you want to help. It should be conceited. You're doing it to get a rise out of yourself for the efforts you put in to do good. But more importantly, when you do shit like that, you show yourself the different ways to handle things. And you don't have to ask questions like you guys be asking because you've done something. Long as you're not afraid to make a choice, what I'm saying will work for you. We all have mentoring people or things in our lives. And we don't have to pay anyone to see that shit. Unless you do have to pay because you can't see those things. Mentoring is a way or an avenue for you to learn. It is. Psychologists make you believe if were missing shit in your life, like a father figure, you should latch on to whoever in your life that is representing manhood. I mean, that could work for you. In a way, that's what I'm saying you should do. But the way they say it is so much bullshit because a representative does not necessarily have to be in your life. A representative could be something you seen on a movie. It could be something you heard about. It does not have to be in your life. You have to be able to make a choice about your life as far as what you're hearing. You can just know what he or she did or does. My point is I don't really like definitions or people believing all of the things in life make you need shit. I don't and won't ever need anything but me. That mentor can't live my life for me. So it's still up to me to do what's necessary to appreciate myself and find the way to manhood. When it comes to mentors, who says you need one? And if your mentor said that, you better check his credentials. I learned from so many different sources, but I can honestly say I had 5 serious mentors in my life. I learned about pool from Archie Moore, the boxer. But Mr. Fuller taught me the finer points. He taught me how to become a pool player. My dad taught me about being a man. My brother Gip made me want to be in the street life. And my oldest brother Clint taught me how to deal with money. My ace in the hole for it all is I love this shit I'm doing. And I'm going to do the shit the way I see fit to do it. Period. Do you think a confident motherfucker worries about being confident? I don't think they worry about anything, but I know they have insecurities. The significant difference between a confident person and you is when we identify insecurities, we approach them determined to eradicate it. Insecurity does not frighten a confident man or woman. If insecurity had its way, even with a confident person, it would weaken them. SW teaches you a person who knows how to deal with insecurity finds it a tantalizing piece of life's pie to enjoy. You see, once a person with a confident outlook on life spots insecurity, we get rid of it. I have three of the dopest references a person could want, and they are wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The problem for me was waiting for the knowledge from knowing this to show. Now, I know I should be patient and wait to bloom, but what if you having flashes that you ain't gonna get to bloom? Now, as my game got better, and as I matured as a full-fledged motherfucker, I still thought something could derail me. I probably won't be totally comfortable until I know it's over for me. Even so, I'm stoked about the process of living my dream because it's going smoothly for me. This is what could be coming from you. This is a letter. I mean, an email a dude wrote me. Hey, bud, let me know when you do that live stream because I definitely want to catch it. I've had your courses since May 2012. I probably listened to them at least 20 times, and each time I catch something new. I know the course works because people tell me all the time there's something different about you. Even people I don't know, male and female, go out of their way to try to strike up a conversation. Man, game is a motherfucker. And anybody that gets that course is going to be laced for sure. You can think what you want about your station in life. But if there is something you believe you have not discovered inside you, get this course. Now, I mean, that's just support. I'm sure you can find a million things to do with your money, but in reality, this is one inexpensive thing that's actually for you. And I'm going to leave you with this. When a woman says she's a strong black woman, why don't she just say what she really means? She's a knuckleheaded bitch. A KHB. Every time one of those KHBs say that, he's a strong black man. This is after they have done in some way acted like an ass towards a man. And whenever they say he's a strong black man, it's after she done shitted on him and he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing or say nothing. I wish the knuckleheaded women would speak English and say what the fuck they really mean. That's why I don't talk in riddles. I just tell you what I'm thinking. I don't want you guessing what I say, what I'm talking about. I have blazed a trail I can only travel so far. And the shit is looking so clear now, I'm tempted to settle. But you know there are times when I am crazy, don't you? Absolutely crazy. That was just one of them. I will never settle. And that's exactly why I want to continue on the same path. Settling is not an option. When you get old enough, you will settle. I'm all in and won't quit till the last shovel of dirt is thrown over my black ass. I'm getting so much better at teaching my students. It's amazing me. I'm halfway through this group at SWU. And let me tell you something. It's only fitting that I'm stoked that because I know it's only going to get better. This is a momentous time in my life for my dreams, goals, and aspirations. So you got to hear this and pay attention because things are not always as clear as they should or could be. Do you know how important it is to be able to be yourself? I didn't have to make any real adjustments from my square life to a pimp's life. It wasn't me at the time, but it was genuinely in me to be one. But I remember when I got out the game and started my square life, I began to have an identity crisis. The last thing I realized, the first thing I realized, was it was much harder to square up than it was to turn out. In the game, being on stage was rewarded with admiration, plenty of compliments, and many other ways that promoted you wanting to be on stage. I was so used to that. Once I settled into my square world, being on stage was not looked upon very highly. It wasn't very well received. It wasn't well received because there was no fucking stage for a nigga like me to be on. When I realized I couldn't be seen as the man I am or had become accustomed of being seen as, I was fucked up. There was no way I was going to settle into oblivion and be happy. I just wasn't. I was miserable for a good week or so until I realized who I am. I remember waking up from a dream and saying, I am Bud and I made me. I made my name. BUDD for a double dose. No one gave me my name. I thought of it and lived to represent it always. I had to realize I stopped pimping. I didn't stop being a motherfucker. And I finally did realize that. So I had to set out to do some things I hadn't done in quite a while. And in doing it, I found my path to be able to be me, which is the point of this video. I had to do me in this square ass world, just I had done me in that fly world. And I'm proud that I've been doing me as a square, getting square money, living a square ass life, because this is me. Can you accept who you really are? Not who you pretend to be, but who your inner self is. I also knew that there are many of you who would not want to be me because you're glad you're you. If you accept who you are, then you'll appreciate this video. If you haven't been able to accept who you are, then you needed this video. Either way, you've been blessed with thoughts of my 72nd year on earth. After a few more of these life-altering fucking videos, you will see the first video of my 73rd year. One last thing. When we made that doggone little series, DOAD, the reason y'all liked it so much was it was sort of like a reality show. That's because the seasoned actor couldn't act the part of Fabulous Delano. The reason is I ain't acting. There's too many innuendos with some actor to play this goddamn pimping. That's why that DOAD is so dope. We was filming with method actors. I'm a follower of past pimps who blazed the trail, easily followed to the top of the mountain. While I readily admit that I'm a follower, I also know how much of a leader I am. This is why I speak as I do and have my little videos. Lead for followers and follow to lead. Don't forget your email address on every order, because some of you guys was ordering shit and not giving me a way to get it to you. Are you guys getting these tools because you can't pass up such a good deal? Tony the Tiger is my nephew, and he says things will be great long as I TCB. Stay tuned. I'm out.